Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where last episode we landed here at our colony location and disassembled our colony seedcraft. We also had a small issue where for some reason our vanilla drills turned on when we disassembled them and overheated and exploded. I have no idea why that happened, but it shouldn't be relevant. We shouldn't actually need those. And if we do, we should be able to make more. So for now, what we want to do is we want to come up over this direction, and I want to disassemble this little bit that we've got up over here. And we're going to have to start moving some of this stuff around, but this is going to be a little bit awkward here overall. So let's just set this over here for now. That'll be fine. And we'll take these radiators off. We are going to need drills, by the way, but we should, I think, be able to make new ones. If not, I think it was a bug that they exploded, so maybe we would cheat new ones out here, but I would rather craft new ones, to be honest. So for now, let's just remove all of these bits to get this all fully disassembled and strewn around on the surface of the moon here. So let's just place this here. Yeah, that should be fine-ish. Okay, we'll place this here. And then this guy here, we could place you maybe like over here. So that seems good for now. So now what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to probably make ourselves a little bit more space here, actually. Let's just put this guy out over here, and then something like, oh, we can't actually get there from here. Okay, here's fine. So that's okay for now. And what I want to do at this moment is I want to head up over here, and I want to move this over. This is our workshop. So that's kind of mission number one. But I'm thinking about attachment points on this workshop, because I want this to be primarily a horizontal thing. So what I'm thinking right now is I'd like to mount it this way. So what that would end up meaning, of course, and we need to move a little closer over here. What that would end up meaning is I want to grab this, and we would want to rotate it to be like this, right? And then we'll just place it like right here for now. Well, that's not exactly the way I'd hoped that would go. It's fine. We'll pass underneath it here. It's going to do a little bit of that. Okay, let's grab it again. And I'd like to move it up over this direction. Now, we're probably going to have to move our Kerbals here, because I'm guessing they're not going to be considered assisting at this distance. So yeah, that's too heavy. That's absolutely expected. So now we need to bring our other two Kerbals over here. There's a lot of parts scattered around on the ground here. Oh, hello. That's Nodigan. Okay. So Nodigan is going to be stuck in her orientation. Let's turn SAS on. No operational SAS on board. Okay, so Nodigan is not able to SAS, but we'll just position her here. Sometimes the Kerbals bug where they don't like to turn. I don't know why. Okay, where's the other one at? It's here somewhere. Hang on. Billy Bobcat. Perfect. Okay, so let's just go ahead, and he seems willing to turn. Okay, so let's just place him right about here. There we go. That'll do. So now, of course, we need to hop over to Dunban, who was conveniently right there. So what I'd like to do is I would like to attach this, right? But I want to change the rotation on it. And this isn't exactly the way I want this to be. So let's move it up as much as possible. And yeah, H to attach, but this is still not exactly, yeah, this is not the orientation I want it to be. So let's think about this. Perhaps we want to attach it to one of these modular girder segments. So we could have the core here be a modular girder segment, or we could have the core be, I don't think we could do it to a fuel tank. Let's see what it might look like with a modular girder segment, if we can do that. We're a little too far, but we can just kind of shove this over. Yeah, we're still too far. Okay, Dunvan, let's go. We've got a lot of parts here, and we're going to need to do a lot of assembly, of course. That was always going to be the case. So let's drop this modular girder segment off over here, where it's going to be much closer. And then we're going to position ourselves up this direction. And the question is, can we attach this to a side point here? Or are we going to need like a hub for that? I don't know. We'll find out. For now, we'll put the modular girder segment right there. And then we'll grab this and place it here for the moment. And we'll come in nice and close. We can grab this guy and put it in attach mode. Okay. Like that. So it's now attached right here. Now that's floating a little bit, but that's okay. So now if we were to grab this survey station and hypothetically attach it to the side like this, I think we should probably move this first out of the way, just in case. Then attach this here. The question is, will it actually be attached? No. It cannot be attached here. If that's the case, then we might have to do something a little bit more cheesy. So what that would end up meaning is removing this, placing it over here. For now. Heading over and grabbing one of these fuel tanks and moving that over this way. So we might need to move a Kerbal for that. The fuel tank is likely too heavy. But at least we know what direction to go for that now. So we're too far? Yeah, too heavy. So we can just hop over here to Billy Bobcott. And come on over, Billy Bobcott. There you go. And we need to get a little closer in here. Still too far. There we go. And we'll just place this, like, out over here. I don't like this rotation. Let's just rotate it like this. I also don't like the origin point that they have for the rotations. But whatever. We'll just place it there for now. And then we should be able to come up over here. Now, the idea right now is that I'm going to attach this if I can, and I'm going to quick save in case anything goes horribly, horribly wrong here. But I'm going to, if we can, attach this with Kerbal construction in a horizontal orientation. So we're going to hop into Kerbal construction mode here, position ourselves right here. This exceeds the weight that a Kerbal can construct with in this gravity in this mode. Okay, so what we're going to do then is we're going to go grab Dunvan, and we're going to move Dunvan over here. Okay, Dunvan, just, yeah, stay put. Okay, so now we have Kerbals assisting 2, mass part mass is 1.1 tons. So we can't actually grab that at this point. We can, in Kerbal construction, we can grab it in this mode. Wait, we can attach this like this? That's a surface attach. Okay, so this is attaching the bottom, attaching the top. Unfortunately, we don't have the ability to do any of that. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to leave this here. And we're going to have to abandon that concept then. And we're going to have to go for a different one. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this modular girder segment once more. And we are going to just attach this right here. Change that node. Yeah, attach the bottom. There you go. So now we're going to go grab another one of these modular girder segments. And I want to place it on top of this. The question is, will it attach? Well, it should be able to be attached in Kerbal construction mode at any rate. So we're going to hop over this direction. How are we doing on life support anyway? We've got plenty. So I'm not very concerned about life support. That's good. So at this point, we're going to grab this modular girder segment, and we're just going to deposit it out over here. And we're just going to bring this on over. Okay, so we're going to just move this to here. There we go. It's weird that you can't move while holding it in KIS construction, but sure. So now I'm going to use Kerbal construction mode here, and we're going to attach this here, but it's going to be a little bit different. So we can attach it like this in Kerbal construction mode. It's not exactly the way I want to attach it. I want to attach it like this, although that's not the positioning that I want for it, or actually the rotation either. So we're going to change this rotation a little bit, although that's too much. Let's turn off snapping, and we're just going to try to eyeball it a little bit here. And then we're going to move the positioning to be about here. Yeah, that's about right there. And then move this up to be about like that. So, the idea here is, I'm just thinking, I'm thinking about how tall this is going to end up being. Okay. Our Mooner lander ran out of electricity. And, I mean, it's nighttime, so that's not terribly surprising. I'm a little surprised, though, that it ran out of electricity, actually, because we shouldn't have any electricity being drained, really. Okay. Well, we can extend these solar panels, but they're not going to get anything at this time. So this is fine. We shouldn't have any major issues there, but our electricity is going to be definitely low. Okay, let's hop over to Dunvin once again here, and we're just thinking about this construction. So, if we were to grab this guy, right, and we were to look to attach this like this, right? So this would be our fuel section. Too far away? Okay. So we'd have to attach it on this side. Let's see. This is a surface attach. This would be a bottom attach. This node cannot be used for surface attach. I'm not trying to surface attach. I'm trying to attach it to the node here. Hang on. That's surface attach. Oh, it's letting us do it here. But that's too far away. So we're going to have to move a bit. Get in a little closer over here. Out of the way, guys. And we're just going to... Now we're too far away over here. There. So if we were to do a... This is a surface attach here. This is attaching the bottom. Do it. Okay, that looks pretty stable because we have this ground attachment. So that... Okay, so that is kind of step one. We've got this on here now. So that's not, you know, hugely required at this moment. So what we need to do next is I want to get this on here. And I want to think about where the crew hatch is. I want this to be facing, I think, on the bottom side. So we don't have enough Kerbals in range over here to grab this. So we're going to need to hop over to, let's see, Billy Bobcat's right here. I think we need not a gun. Ah, we appear to have lost not a gun. Okay, this could be a little bit. We're going to have to go through some of these parts. And where is not a gun here? There's so many parts. Where is not a gun? Hang on. We just went through the whole cycle. Notagun is standing right here, but apparently isn't here. That's awkward. Here's Notagun. Okay. So at this point, yeah, we're too far away here. So now we need Billy Bobcat. Where are you at, Billy Bobcat? You're here somewhere. There's so many parts strewn around. This will get better as we start to get this thing assembled. So that will be a very, very good thing indeed. That's Dunvin. Pabis. I think every time we put a part on, it's changing, like, quasi-randomizing the order here. That was not a gun again. Billy Bobcat's here somewhere. That's Dunvin. Okay, now I don't know where Billy Bobcat is. Hang on. That's not a gun. Okay. Well, this is awkward. It takes a little bit for this to load in, so I think that's the issue here. I think I'm just going too quick. So let's see where Billy Bobcat is. This pops up immediately as a surface sample, so that's a plant growth. That's not a gun. So I don't know where Billy Bobcat is in this list. We can head back to the Space Center. This is the most awkward way to do it, but we can head back to the Space Center and find him through the tracking station. That's an incredibly awkward way to go about doing things, but I mean, I don't see him in the list, so we went through quite a number of times. At this point, this seems like the fastest way to do it. Unless Billy Bobcat despawned for some reason, or his life support ran out, but that shouldn't be the case. Nah, he's right here. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to grab Billy Bobcat here. Very, very strange. That's for sure. But this will get a lot cleaner as we, well, clean up this area. First thing we need to do, of course, is we need to move some, emphasis on some, of our life support over from our standard vehicle. Okay. So here's Billy Bobcat, and I want to step him over here. There we go. Now, in theory, we can grab this survey station. And the idea is I want to attach it. Oh, we can't attach it without a tool. Right. Let's just place it. These are awkwardly located. We're going to have to move this guy, like, out over here for now. Let's just place it here. Now we need to go to Dunvin, who has the tool. So he's here somewhere. We have so many parts here. That was not a gun. We're specifically looking for Dunvin here. That's Dunvin. Okay, so excellent. At this point, now what I want to do is I want to grab this part, and I want to attach it. It doesn't want to attach here. This node cannot be used for surface attach. Okay. Are we going to have to do this in Kerbal construction? Perhaps. Well, we can't actually lift this. Or can we? No, we can't. Okay, I was just noting this max part mass going up to no limit when we hit the apex of a hop there, and I was like, can we cheese that? No, we cannot. So we're gonna have to grab this then, and the question is, why can't we attach this here? So this is attaching the top. This is the way that I want to go. This would be just dropping it. This would not actually attach it. So we were able to attach that here. I guess we could put this out on this side. I don't know why it won't let us do this. That's very strange. But we could definitely do it out here. So to that end, let's go ahead and move out this way a little bit. There we go. And we can grab this guy, and we can attach it right here, right? So this would be attaching the bottom, and I believe, yes, this is the orientation we want this to be in. So we can attach that there, and we might want to think about getting some sort of support here. I noticed it bending a little bit. That's a lot of mass. And we could think about putting this guy out over here as an attachment point going this direction. So we could think about putting landing legs here and here, and then moving this over to here. That's all a distinct possibility. So that seems relatively fine for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab some of these landing legs. Specifically, I'm going to grab 2 of them for right now. They're currently waving in the breeze for reasons. I don't really know what those reasons are, but we're just going to drop this guy out over here for now. And we're too far over here. Okay. We'll grab this guy and drop it somewhere out over here. Even this is too far away? Really? This isn't letting me actually drop it. Oh, it's because it was grabbed in both Kerbal construction and regular mode. Okay. Yeah, that's awkward. This landing strut is what I want to grab. I don't know what it was trying to grab there. Something was too heavy. But it was saying it was like 200 tons. I don't think we have anything that's 200 tons over here. Okay. Dunban, let's go. I definitely want to get some supports over here. So that is the current goal here. We're going to need to get some life support in this, and we're going to need to get some life support creation in it, right? Some sustainability. So that'll be fine. And we know that we're going to need to bring multiple parts over here. So we know that we're going to need to bring specifically an algae farm to be able to get more food going. Well, specifically, we can get more food in this lab, but what we are going to need is fertilizer. We currently brought some fertilizer, but we'll have to either restock or solve that problem, right? So we can do a surface attach here. Yeah, that looks like that's going to work. So I want to change the orientation on this. Yes, I'm aware it only has one attached node. QEWSAD. So, sure. Rotate it like this, and then... Oh, these are really weird rotations. Okay. QEW... Okay. I keep expecting R to be in there. And it doesn't appear to have a backwards rotation for a lot of these. So you just kind of have to go all the way around. That's very awkward. So I guess we'll bring this around over this way. We could also just install these in Kerbal construction, and to be honest, that might go a little bit better. Yeah, so something kind of like that. I'm going to install this right about here. And then we're going to grab this one, and we're going to do the same thing out over on this side. I want to check. Okay, so we were just up above this line, about like that. Cool. Okay. So if we exit Kerbal construction mode here, that's definitely a little bit more manageable there. So if we exit Kerbal construction mode, let's hop into the survey station here. Fertilizer container, work lamp. Here's the Stampatron. Okay, so that's what we want. So we want to extend this landing leg, but we can't, and I think the reason that we can't is because we don't have any probe control here. So to that end, we can have one of these guys hop in, but they would not have life support. And I think they would immediately take off their suit and die, so that's, not ideal. We don't want to do that at this time. So what we probably want to do is we want to get some amount of life support on here, would be my... So, what is this world first milestone? Oh, yeah, we started constructing the first outpost on the moon, and we've performed a docking maneuver on the moon? I didn't know we did that. Well then, okay. So that's a thing. Okay, so Dunban, why don't you head on over this direction for now and come grab the probe core. So that'll be fine. We can grab this guy over here. Yeah, just sneak right in through here. We're still a little too far for the probe core here. So let's just grab this guy, and we'll just place it right over here for now. So the idea here is, with the probe core on here, we'll be able to extend those landing legs. At least that's the hope. I guess we'll just plow straight on through here. What could possibly go wrong with this? We're definitely not risking blowing anything up. Okay, so I'm just going to put the probe core there. I'm thinking about putting the probe core right on top here, and Kerbal construction mode would probably be the way to go for that. So that'll give us some attachment points on top. We can't actually grab this colony seed. So what we need to do then, I think, is we need to exit this, and we need to grab this, and then we need to... If we attached it up over here in this way, this will essentially combine the ships together, right? So I'm going to quick save in case something weird happens here when we attach this. We can't grab this because it's considered the root part of a ship. So we can't grab that in Kerbal construction mode. But what if we were able to... Dunvan doesn't have a tool? What? Cannot use equipped item because nothing is equipped. Why did you unequip that, Dunvan? Okay. Well, Dunvan unequipped his tool for whatever reason. Okay, so let's see if we can attach this here. And no, it does not want to attach like that. So I know that there is a method to reroute in Kerbal construction. So yeah, root part, the function is not supported on this part. That's the core issue. So can we put this in our inventory? I don't think so. We could attach it here, probably. No, it does not want to attach there. Wait. It's willing to attach there. Well, we have a quick save. Let's try it and see if it blows up. It does not. Okay, beautiful. So at this point... This should now be... Well, this should still be the Stampatron ground anchor, I think. So let's see what we've got here, and see if we can extend those landing struts now. That's not a gun, Convertatron, greenhouse, yeah. There's a lot of parts here still. And we'll get there. There's the Stampatron. Okay, so now that that's here, I want to see if we can clip in here, select this. Okay, so there's no electric charge on this, and I think that's the core issue then. So that's fine. We can extend this landing strut. Actually, can we just hit G? No. No, we can't. So lack of power is probably the core issue there. That's understood. So for now, this is fine. Wait, what we should do then is we should go grab some of these parts and just continue assembly of this. But I think our difficult problems at this point are likely solved. I think we will probably grab some modular girder segments and start another segment going this way as well. But for now, this will do. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue to work on assembly of this colony. Feels like we didn't get much done this episode, but we learned a lot about putting these parts together. No doubt about that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.